The Copa America Final 1993. Argentina versus Mexico from Guayaquil on Goal TV. Hello and welcome. The Monumental Stadium, the place. The Copa America 1993 final. Phil Shane and Lindsey Dean with you here today. And as we get set for action, a look back at this historic final, the first ever appearance of Mexico in the Copa, and they make it all the way to the final match.
Well, they had a terrific tournament, Phil, as we look back. They beat Peru, they beat Ecuador, surprised a lot of people around the world with their performance, going all the way to the championship game. Of course, they were facing an Argentina club with so many veterans returning from the prior Copa America victory back in 1991. Players like Goycochea, Basualdo, Ruggieri, of course, Batigol, Batistuta, along with Beto Acosta and Simeone. So it really was a terrific challenge for the Mexicans. They played well, had big goals from players like Ramon Ramirez, and it's great to look back on this historic occasion in 1993 as we get set in just a few days for 2007.
Absolutely. Take a look at the starting lineups for Argentina. Alfio Basili. Funny how what comes around goes around. Goycochea in goal. Basualdo, Ruggieri, Borrelli, and Altamirano along the back. Zapata along with Simeone, Redondo, Gorosito on the left, Batistuta, and Acosta in the attack. A very potent strike force for the Argentines as they tried to grab hold of another Copa America crown. So much history on display there, while Mexico under Miguel Mejia Barón, a pretty strong lineup of their own. Campos, Ramirez, Suarez, along with the other Ramirez, Gutierrez, Patiño, Ambris, Garcia Aspe, Galindo, the playmaker, Hugo Sanchez, and Zague on the flank. Mexico with a full stacked deck, but taking on an Argentine squad that was used to it. The opening kick comes your way next on Goal TV. The Argentine flags on full display. The Albicelestes at midfield. Acosta and Batistuta and Simeone are ready. The always colorful Jorge Campos in net for Mexico, trying to keep things rather boring while Sergio Goycochea tries to recapture the magic. The Copa America 93 final is underway, and so much history on display here. Two of the greatest scorers of all time anywhere, Hugo Sanchez and Gabriel Batistuta, on display going head-to-head.
Just one interesting historic note, Phil. Both of these teams in the final came out of Group C, so they played each other in group play. Argentina and Mexico 1-1 back on June 20th of that year. Ruggieri scoring for the Argentines and Patiño for El Tri.
First foul of the game against the Mexicans, and a free kick. Keep an eye on the back. Argentina loves to pull up the flanks, although very strong in the middle as well, with Diego Simeone trying to keep. Ball launched forward. Nacho Ambris heads it clear. Now pushed forward Acosta. The early shot smothered by Campos.
That's Acosta. Of course, it wasn't just Batistuta up front for the Argentines. Beto Acosta, a proven goal scorer alongside the goal-scoring legend, Batigol.
Nacho Ambris pushing forward in towards the attack as Zague reaches over, drops it back. Claudio Suarez launching it long upfield. The Emperor has his pass intercepted, but regrouped, and on the near side, Patiño. Mexico pushing forward. Ramon Ramirez. Zague. Sanchez was there, but the flag comes up, and a helping hand of thanks from Sergio Goycochea. That was close.
Well, certainly no lack of pace in the beginning, was there? I mean, Argentina coming forward very quickly, and now Mexico blasting forward with several players.
A little too long for everyone, and no problem for Campos. The pressure pushing forward. Diego Simeone in the center of the park as the ball pushed down the line and then back in towards Campos's net.
Well, that takeaway by Fabian Basualdo, one of the veterans from the '91 team. In the right back spot for Argentina.
Acosta off to the corner, then pushed up the line to Gorosito. Basualdo will take the throw. Oh, call another. It will be a throw, says the Brazilian referee Marcio Resende. Trying to spin into the corner. Acosta gets the cross but deflected. Resende saying it's going to be off the deflection. A few chats from Ramirez, and it will be a free kick for Mexico. Basualdo flying forward, gets enough of it. There's Oscar Ruggieri sending it long upfield. Over to Claudio Suarez. Talked about the attackers, Ruggieri and Suarez, two legends in their own right. Nice bit of work from Redondo, trying to start the break. Dummies it through. Simeone tries to switch, but it's intercepted. And now Mexico pushing forward. Simeone cleans up his own mistake. Redondo, graceful as ever in the midfield, pushes it to Batistuta, who's knocked to the turf, and another free kick coming up for Argentina.
A beautiful little move by Simeone, just a little dummy there to help out his teammate, lets it run. Batistuta gets hit from behind that time by Juan Ramirez.
Jorge Campos, some might say 5'10", probably closer to 5'7", but an imposing keeper despite his height. Argentina will not find it easy to put the ball past him. This shot deflected off the free kick. Our first corner of the game.
Truly one of the unique players in the modern era of the game, Phil. Talking about Campos, a guy who could play so well in goal and of course known for playing up front as well. Extremely rare.
Ball deflected across. Good look at Simeone, who's saying his shirt was tugged. Quickly taken again by Argentina. Want to keep the ball in motion. Redondo knocked down. And it looks as though Resende starting to think about the pocket, but at this point keeping the cards in check. Coming up down the line, the cross from Altamirano. The shot towards goal, and Campos was there. Gorosito with his first opportunity of the day.
Well, this is Pipo Gorosito in front. Beautiful cross. But the ex-River Plate in San Lorenzo man can't quite get all of it on the right place. Gorosito also played in Austria for a short time in '89 to '91 for Swarovski Tirol. Also played in Japan in his career. So many interesting stories about these players.
Gorosito awaiting the touch. Instead, he'll chip it forward. Simeone saying he was grabbed again. Adding in was Ruggieri, his 2 cents, and Resende returns it. He doesn't look too happy about it. Now on the break, keep an eye Spinning forward, Ambris as he steps up from the back, and now he's knocked down. And a foul against Argentina. Basualdo, Ruggeri, Borelli, and Altamirano along the back. Vedando and Simeone, the spine of the Argentine midfield. Acosta and Gorosito handling the flanks. Meanwhile, Gabriel Batistuta working on it very closely with Zapata towards the attack. Now the shot pushed wide. Goycochea getting down. Looked like Garcia Aspe with that powerful left foot.
Well, Goycochea making his reputation, of course, just a few years earlier in 1990 in the World Cup, but known for saving penalties. He did in this tournament there. He makes a nice save for the run of play on the shot.
Well, we've already talked about the two striking tandems and the two central defensive leaders on these teams. Redondo a little bit different than Garcia Aspe, although they'll play the same role. Redondo has a little bit more freedom in that central holding midfield because he has a player with the bite of Diego Simeone in front of him. For Mexico, it's a little bit reversed. The bite in the back from Garcia Aspe with the grace of Galindo in the attack. But one thing that bodes well for Argentina here today, there you see the 17 stepping forward. Benjamin has not gotten many touches of the ball yet. Tries to get to it here, but stolen away. Simeone slams in, and he's whistled for the foul.
Well, you do
and
notice
it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, when they lose the ball, Argentina, they're back so quickly in a pack to pressure the ball at midfield. Challenge in midfield there. Simeone in there.
Ball deflected to the far side. Basualdo over to Gorosito, deflects to the inside, and now trying to push forward was Ramirez, and taken away. The foul called. Campos in nets for Mexico. Raul Gutierrez and Juan Ramirez on the flanks. Ambris, who will push forward with Suarez in the mid. Patino and Ramon Ramirez on the outside of the mid, with Garcia Aspe and Galindo in the center. Sanchez in the center of the attack with Zage. Luis Roberto Alves, the Brazilian legacy, will be playing the flanks normally on the left. Tall, graceful player. Doesn't really use his height that much, but when you have feet like his, you don't need to. Ball forward for Ugol. Back out towards the flank. Ramirez lifts it in. Zage does try and get ahead to it, but stolen away, and now to the midfield. Quickly closed down by the Mexican defense. Nacho Ambris. Here's Patino. Tries to get a little greedy with it. Stolen away. Suarez. All the way back to Juan Ramirez. Zage with some space. Gets rid of it quickly. The back heel from Galindo finds no one. Off balance cross to the near side. Acosta. Simeone sticks the boot out, gets it off Gutierrez, but Suarez back to help.
Well, that's good defending. Also a good recovery by Simeone, but he couldn't quite get to the ball after he got back up that time. This is what you would expect to see in a final. Neither team is giving up anything. Whenever they lose the ball, it's an immediate race to get it back.
Ball slips through for Batistuta. Gonzalez gets a boot on it. This the largest of the stadiums here in Ecuador for the '93 Copa America, their first hosting role. Most of the stadiums in the 20s, slightly larger at the Olímpico Atahualpa in Quito, but nearly 90,000 can squeeze in, and many are wearing green and the celeste and white. Batistuta trying to poach and almost gets there, but Campos so quick off the line.
Here's that play again. Campos, as you say, Phil, was out so quickly. Not a chance that time, but a good idea by the Argentines.
Zage on the flank. Ramirez, who already had a spectacular goal. Actually, Garcia Aspe pushing up on the left side. Ramon Ramirez from a similar spot, able to score against Ecuador to help Mexico get here. Sanchez comes out, loves to juggle, gets hit by Ruggeri. Play on. Batistuta the target again. Juan Ramirez over, knocks it aside. Mentioned both of these teams coming from Group C.
Well, Mexico got into the out of the group play, I should say, because they were one of the better third-place teams. So,
no, when you take a look, their very first Copa America game was a disappointment against Colombia. Zague scored to equalize near the hour mark, but they gave up a goal 3 minutes from time. Give credit to Mejia Barón as he got this team refocused. Of course, it does help when you have that third-place wild card. But many thought that the two CONCACAF teams would be lambs to the slaughter. The U.S. was 3 and out after a difficult draw against Venezuela that officially eliminated them. But Mexico holding on and advancing all the way to the final. 8th foul, by the way, against Mexico so far. Only 3 whistled against Argentina. Nice work out of the back. Will it stay in play? Yes. Coutinho up the line. It's Zague. Deflected wide off the tackle. Look how far over Altamirano had to come. It'll be a corner kick for Mexico.
Well, if you turn the clock forward from back in 1993, change the hairstyles and the short length a little bit, you might be able to see a little bit of Borghetti and Zague. Kind of the tall player, the rangy player, good in the air, but also good with the feet for a tall guy.
Ball pushed back into the corner as Gustavo Zapata stepping forward against his counterpart Galindo. Galindo sweeps it in front. Goycochea in front of Sanchez. Goycochea checks in about 6'2". Sanchez 5'10", maybe 5'11" on a good day. But watch out with his leg whip, that patented bicycle kick, and a ferocity inside the area. Goycochea is going to have to be on his toes.
Well, he has been, or was on his toes, I should say, Phil, looking back in this tournament. Penalties were so important. Argentine players didn't miss, and Goycochea came up big in the penalty kick save against Colombia.
Ruggieri long. Deflected back. Suarez the foul over Batistuta. Mentioned their hookup right across town at the Capwell. "14 minutes in, Patiño scored. He's on the ball again for Mexico. He was equalized by Ruggieri in the 28th. Still no score here. So the 1-1 draw let Mexico know they could play with them. But here comes Batistuta. Rolls it past Campos. Just wide. Good through ball. Great run. And a touch unlucky on the shot.
Well, it was started by Gorosito. He played it forward to Simeone. Simeone immediately takes this space quickly. Draws a defender. Fights one off. Lays it off to Batistuta, who just misses. He doesn't miss often. Incredible efficiency, Batistuta, in his career, not just for the clubs, for Fiorentina, of course Roma as well, but for the national team.
Ball forward for Galindo, back for Zague. Lays it off for Ramirez. Gorosito switches. Simeone.
Well
Gutierrez does a good job to slow him down, and here's Patiño.
It's that help defending once again, making the difference.
Patiño trying to take it all the way down to the corner. Double teamed. Knocked aside, and it's going to be a throw-in for Mexico. U.S. actually helped Mexico make it here. It's the two best third-place teams Paraguay with 3 points. Mexico actually advanced with 2 after their draw against Argentina. They had a scoreless draw with Bolivia. That goal differential of -1, their loss against Colombia in the first, just better than Venezuela's, who, if the U.S. had not forced the comeback, would have advanced. Throw into Galindo. Things starting to slow down a bit. This at sea level. Of course, here in Ecuador, half the matches played at altitude, half at sea level. Electing to play the final here at the Monumental. Zague coming over to the right side and gets a hard welcome from Ricardo Altamirano. Enough, says Resende. After their 1-1 draw against Mexico, Argentina, another 1-1 draw against Colombia. So their 1-0 victory over Bolivia, good enough for them to advance. And eventually the two sides would hook up here with all the marbles on the line. Blasted through Ambris, deflected slightly Ruggeri, cleared long upfield, and Campos well off of his line to regroup. In the quarterfinals, Mexico doubled up Peru 4-2. Here's Ambris' blast to the middle. Argentina needed Goycochea's help again. And another penalty kick shootout to knock off their arch rivals Brazil. Argentina also advanced on penalties to beat Colombia to get to the final, while Mexico did it in regulation, beating Ecuador by that 2-0 count, and a brilliant goal from Ramon Ramirez to set the stage. That followed Hugo Sanchez's 23rd minute tally. Still no score, 20th minute here, trying to change it. Suarez deflected near side. Batistuta and Redondo back even on the defense. Crossed in Gutierrez, glancing header. There's Batistuta flipping it out far side, poorly touched. Ramon Ramirez almost gives it away, and now cleaning the deck was Gustavo Zapata.
You look back at this Argentine team, the combination of skill players, goal scorers, moving midfielders like Simeone, and then the hard players like that play by Zapata, and the goalkeeper, of course. They really had all the elements of a great team.
Headed clear, flipped back Gorosito, back to the midfield, and again it's Ramirez. Nacho Ambriz stepping up into the midfield a little bit more, leaving Suarez, Ramirez, and Gutierrez to handle the defense as Goycochea shepherds this one. Across for the goal kick. Colombia beating Ecuador in that Northern Andean rivalry for the 3rd place showdown. El Tren Valencia, the goal 4 minutes from time, the only tally in that goal. Played in Porto Viejo. And now still awaiting our first tally here. Midway point approaching, and another foul against Mexico, their 10th. Chipped forward. Costa very good on the flanks. Tries to switch. Running into a buzzsaw. Juan Ramirez. Now it's Zague taken out again. Basualdo saying he got the ball. Resende saying he's got a card.
Cleared away this time. Now Zague just gets clipped from behind that time by Basualdo. Basualdo, among the leaders in appearances for Newell's, 300 appearances for the club. He played for River Plate as well. And again, Phil, part of that 91 Copa America championship team.
Good look at the Mexico bench. And there the reserves that Basile has at his disposal.
Well, in preparing for this match, their legacy of so many of these players is so long. When you look at titles won, club play, look at a player like Redondo, played for Real Madrid from approximately 1994 to 2000, 155 appearances, and then he went and played for AC Milan, where he was injured and actually refused to accept some of the wages from the club because he was hurt. Now,
can you imagine that happening today?
It's really impossible to think of that happening today, in particular in the U.S. with professional athletes. But that tells you so much about the character of these players.
Back for Campos. Mexico seems to be trying to draw Argentina out, also perhaps admittedly just trying to run the clock down a little bit. Should Argentina let them? The fans here not that happy. A little reach-in foul, and Mexico will get it again off the restart. Cleared far side. No chance for Ramon Ramirez to come back and get it.
Well, again, the two teams met in group play, so if there were any jitters for Mexico about being in a final or facing Argentina, of course, it was taken away because they'd seen each other before and played against each other before in the tournament.
Another throw-in. Well, Mexico can do this. Just try and delay, slow things down, but against a team with Gabriel Batistuta and Alberto Acosta up front, it could come back to bite them. They're going to need to do something to try and hold the ball on the other half of the field, because Galindo, Sanchez, and Zaguinho are getting very few touches. 20 minutes left to go here in the first half. Nacho Ambriz deflecting it. Pushed back by Basualdo. Back to Ambriz. Ramoncito launching it long. Here's Zague up the line. Typical Mejia Baron type build-up. Up and back. And Zague draws another foul. Whistle starting to go against the Albicelestes. They're 8th against 10 against Mexico.
Well, they won't mind that much near midfield.
Here's Patino, gets around Batistuta. Gutierrez on the overlap, earns a corner kick. This the 36th edition of the Copa America. Many people were wondering, as they finally opened up the competition to teams outside of South America. Unlike Europe, again, you have to consider in CONMEBOL only 10 teams, so gets to be very much a family affair after 70 or 80 years. Launched to the back post, cleared away Ruggeri briefly, and then gets some help to get it out of the danger zone. Regrouped by Juan Ramirez. And off to the flank. Many wondered how the CONCACAF teams would do. Here's Zague. Deflected. Garcia Aspe. And eventually looked like it was off an Argentine boot, but Resende says goal kick. U.S. didn't embarrass themselves. Mexico obviously proving they should be here.
And just again, if viewers want to know how far the U.S. have come, just take a look at the roster from 1993 in that Copa America. I think there were 2 or 3 players that were actually identified with clubs. The rest were just U.S. soccer. The evolution continues.
And again, in 1995, and we'll have another retrospective on that, U.S. even more successful, making it to the semifinals. And you started to sense that golden generation take root. A lot more pro sides there. And after 95, and of course the 94 World Cup, even more. Ball blasted in front for Batistuta. He is so dangerous. Reached around, almost got a boot on it, deflected wide, and there's Ramon Ramirez, Mr. Mexico, cutting back. Juan Ramirez pushing forward. Argentina gets it back. Redondo switches for Batistuta, and he is offside.
Well, he was marked well on the play before by Suarez in there. Decent ball in to Batistuta, but Suarez was right on him. this is the next play, the offside decision. Batistuta actually grew up initially playing basketball, and then when he saw Kempis play, that was all it took. Devoted the rest of his life to football, and what a life it has been for him.
Ball rolled through for Batistuta, player down. Resende says play on. Here's Ramirez. Inside for Nacho. Ambris switches. Argentina looking to defend their crown and also move atop the overall haul. Currently tied with their other arch rival, Uruguay. 13 victories apiece.
Beautiful quality. Gorosito really had a beautiful first half for Argentina. Everything he was doing was correct.
Heading towards the 30th minute. Ball in front for Campos, no problem. Good work by Mexico to get out of the back. Here's where it seems to slow down a bit. Kind of ironically, that's where Simeone and Redondo start to step up. Garcia Aspe. Ambris. Lifting it over Gorosito. Ramirez. Sanchez. Ramon Ramirez to the middle. Blasts it across. He'll get a corner for his efforts as it deflects off Zapata.
Well, the space for Mexico was really on that far side in the first half. It that time exploited again. Earlier it was Zaghi working down there. This time it ends up Ramon Ramirez showing how effective he really was as a two-way player.
Roll back, long range shot doesn't quite reach the target. Mexico gets the deflection again. Ambris. Nice ball as he whips it across. Almost dipped in. Nacho Ambris just missing out.
Inside out. Good strike that time by Nacho. Of course, his face familiar today as the assistant to Javi Aguirre. Look at this again, Phil. A little bit of an opening that time. Defender actually backed up just enough for Ambris to get that shot away.
Trip from behind. Ramon Ramirez getting a helping hand. Gorosito and Zapata linking up on that right side. I'm a little bit surprised that Mexico has not been a little bit more successful coming down their right side. Simeone and Redondo leaning more to the middle. Well, it's only this man, Altamirano, controlling the left flank, and Mexico has not gone at him. Here's Gorosito again. Headed up by Ruggieri. Was it deflected? Ramon Ramirez challenging enough. Zapata trying to talk his teammates up to pressure. There's Mejia Barón. The dentist. As you could say, he's filled the holes on this Mexican side. Well, you could. Probably shouldn't. Nacho again. Ramirez deflects forward, slips through on the overlap. Galindo. Galindo to Sanchez. Slips across to Patiño. Patiño went for the near post. You could see that frustrated leap in the middle by Zaghi. A touch too selfish from the midfielder.
But a good counter by El Tri on this play. They move forward very quickly. One of the few times they really got the Argentine defenders a little bit off balance in terms of tracking back. It's hard to do. Both these teams, Phil, getting to the final on, again, the basis of terrific defending when you think about it. Argentina gave up very few goals, and Mexico as well was so solid defensively in the tournament.
This is the third time the tournament's been held in Ecuador. Argentina won the first way back in 1947. In '59, the team that they're currently tied with in the overall championship haul, Uruguay, victorious. So Uruguay watching as Argentina looks for their 14th. Another foul. Zapata sticking the boot in.
Good work that time by Garcia.
Zapata infringing. Galindo will wait. Nacho comes over. He's got a good shot, and Galindo will leave it for him. Instead, actually stepping in was Garcia Aspe with that powerful left. Deflects away. Batistuta. Underrated part of his game is helping out on the defensive side. Garcia Aspe came in, and he leaves a mark. The yellow card already out. As Nocio Resende pulling out yellow for the second time. Garcia Aspe joins the Argentine Basualdo in the book. Of course, for Alberto Garcia Aspe, it is not an unfamiliar place to be in the yellow card column. '91, the last Copa America, as Argentina outlasted Brazil 3-2 in the final in Chile. Had to meet a little bit earlier in this tournament thanks to Sergio Goycochea. Argentina victorious again. Ooh, that could look like it could have been a two-cleated challenge from Gorosito, but
I'm not sure he's going in. It looks like he's just going in to try to block the ball.
Here's Batistuta. There's Campos. And Suarez clears long.
Only a player as quick as Campos could break up that play. Batistuta was there. It was all but the final touch for a goal for Argentina, and Campos again is so quick, Phil.
On the break, Galindo through. Sanchez bumped off the ball at the last moment by Ruggieri, and no sympathy from the referee or the crowd.
For a challenge by Ruggieri.
Forgive me, says Simeone. Perhaps a little message sent. Won't be the first or last time that Garcia Aspe and Simeone do battle. Gutierrez rolls it back. Talked about these two teams earning their stripes to get here today. Garcia Aspe teaming up on that far side. The Ramirez flips. Heads it to the corner. He'll track it down himself. Ramon Ramirez, nice bit of work. Where's the number 5? But he's a creator out on the flank.
Really just a good display there of his skill, being pressured.
The Brazilian referee not giving him the benefit of the doubt, and now Mexico takes it back again. Touched inside by Ramirez. Top of the box, get up, says the Resende. Hugo Sanchez having a few parting words as he runs through. Take a look.
We can't see it on that replay.
And Sanchez gets the yellow card, and now it's Ruggieri who is down.
Very good piece of work again by El Tri on that play. Zaghi played it well. They did get spaces in between the Argentine defenders in this match. You could see that was an example. And again, most of it from the far side. Here it is again. Ooh.
Just bumping into Basualdo. Hard to tell from that angle. Took a look, couldn't tell. Looked like it might have been Zapata who was signaling to the sideline about getting a sub ready. And now so does the trainer. Oscar Ruggeri's day looks like it's over. And it's Cáceres loosening up. And it looks like our first substitution is going to come by way of injury here in the early going, just 7 minutes from halftime. And this is a big one. Cáceres, a very good defender in his own right, but Oscar Ruggeri is a legend.
Well, no question about that. Cáceres comes on. He did play in La Liga for 3 different clubs. Zaragoza from 93 to 96. Valencia 96 to 98. Also played for Celta. So you mentioned, Phil, not the experience of Ruggeri, but still a quality player coming on. Cáceres would end up with 31 caps for Argentina.
There's a better look at it, and hard to argue with the referee when he's standing a step away. So Oscar Alfredo Ruggeri exits. Ruggeri 21 Copa America games in his career. That's a record for Argentina. But his day is over. 40 minutes in, 5 minutes from halftime.
Well, Ruggeri with one of those resumes that's just too long to go into here. But again, 3 World Cups, 97 caps. As you mentioned, Phil, 21 matches in the Copa America.
Mexico doing well so far. And Hugo Sanchez has been a very lonely character up front. Touched inside by Juan Ramirez. Here's Sanchez, but going the wrong way. Slides it through for Zague, who is tied up well. Looked like it might have been Simeone staying back on the set play.
Zague did well to break free there, and it was just a little bit off that pass by Sanchez, or he would have had an opportunity at goal. Zague was really impressive off the ball, Phil. He makes this run maybe just a little bit too much ahead of him by Sanchez. This guy, just again, what a tournament in terms of goalkeeping it was back in 1993 with Campos, Goicoechea, 2 very interesting personalities.
Still no score. 4 minutes from halftime. And a bump in Gorosito's persistent infringement. Finally paying off. Another yellow card. Second against Argentina. Resende obviously brought the 6-pack. And he's not afraid to share the cards. Chance at the top of the box.
Beautiful piece of work by Redondo there, just dancing back and forth, eluding defenders. Batistuta triple teamed in that sequence.
Campos taking his time, things settling down. You can hear some of the Mexican fans in the crowd here today. And they'll start to build and crescendo as Ramon Ramirez on that flank. Deflected away. Throw in for Mexico. He wanted to run up front, I think, from Sanchez. Now he might get it off the throw. Both down into the corner. Slammed across Goycochea. 2 straight penalty kick shootouts. Will we have a third in a row? Patino inside the area, lays it off. Sanchez gets there. But look how quickly Argentina is able to get the defenders behind the attackers. Another long shot from Ambris deflects out, and Argentina trying to get something. Mentioned in the first 15 minutes, all in Mexico's half. They haven't gotten a lot of shots. Mexico has done a better job holding on to possession.
Well, the combination that time of Patino and Sanchez nearly worked out. Again, it's broken up. But both of those players good in small spaces, dribbling, looking for openings.
Gutierrez. Another foul against Gorosito. Galindo almost hit the referee, who was fooled probably even more than Argentina was on that restart. Poor touch. Gutierrez gets it back. Patino. Galindo again bypassed. That could hurt Mexico. Possession on the clock and on the field. Here, the shot from Batistuta would not have counted anyway.
And again, it's good defending by the Mexicans. They react well. A little opening here. Simeone touches it through, but they're in good position. The flag goes up.
Lindsay, things seem to have settled a touch here. Mexico trying to lull Argentina, who at the moment seem to be content to go into the dressing room in a scoreless draw. Zague to the corner. Garcia Aspe. He could take advantage here. Trying to get around Basualdo. The ball does. And out for the corner kick. 4th of the game for Mexico. Hugo wants to take this before the halftime whistle. Trying to harass Goycochea. Touch. Launched in, edge of the 6, cleared away. Juan Ramirez. Ramon Ramirez. Ball blasted by Garcia Aspe, and too much on that left foot.
Well, a couple of strong crosses from that side in the first half. But Mexico, again, looked impressive. They pushed the ball forward, not afraid to take on players, forcing Argentina to fall back and defend. But that was fine for Argentina, as you say, perfectly content. They'd been in the penalty kick situation before in the tournament, so confident about their team and waiting for that one opportunity. Perhaps Batistuta, Acosta.
Ball lifted forward. Chance on the break. Acosta, a rare touch. Haven't seen Acosta much for the last 20 minutes. That might be why. Ramon Ramirez coming up the middle as this cross easily grabbed, and Campos starts the break. Gets it back. No advantage develops, so a foul and a free kick for Mexico. Can't be much time left. Ambris and Garcia Aspe wouldn't want to be in the wall here. Ambris, and the first half comes to a close. One more person taking a look at the trainer. That's about it. Galindo has a few words for Resende as the first half winds to a close with no score.